Hey, we're back. John Sereno joins me from CH Insurance. They are in your corner. Log on today to chinsurance.cc. We wind down the year into next year. Look at your policy. Very important. And we're going to get into the one thing to know with John here in just a second. chinsurance.cc. They have been in your corner for 25 years. John, welcome.
What's up, Michael? Good to have you.
So obviously we do the show. Joe's in a pumpkin shootout, right? You got the Onondaga, you got the Teujica, you got the he's out there trying to find some birdies, man.
Well, he's out there. He's got his costume on, and he's playing a little golf,
Yep.
But you know what? We got some bonus days. The sun's beautiful. It's out. A little cool, but it's out.
Yeah, you get mid 50s and 60s though with the sun and this elite fall that we've had in September, October. It's amazing. I played twice earlier this week and you get the 60s, 70s. I mean, September was 18 straight or whatever days without rain. It was amazing.
Yeah, love it.
Raining interceptions was what Syracuse. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to describe what we watched on Thursday night.
I do.
College football. I just don't even know other than just throw it in the garbage can and move on, man.
I mean, you have to do that. Okay. Last night was just, it was like I saw they got hit in the mouth right away. Like
pick, game over.
2 minutes into the game, they got smacked in the mouth.
Yep.
And they never recovered. They never ever recovered.
Yep.
They just looked so unorganized out there.
That's the one thing that I had out of this whole season. If I had to take the number one takeaway on a negative side, it would be that in the 2 bye weeks, they've come into the game and looked completely out of it. Stanford and Cuse both had a bye week. Stanford flew across the country, won at the line of scrimmage. SU was out of it for 75% of the game in terms of the mind. This game, McCord throwing the ball that way, we hadn't seen him do that. I mean, he fell down late in the game as well, and I have no idea what's going on. And they look completely, like you said, not only hit in the mouth, but the defensive schemes and everything. Syracuse had no response to what they clearly watched on tape for 2 weeks, right? I mean, they're kind of like this amoeba defense. They move all over the place. He makes a couple bad throws, okay. But, John, this is a great offense. You can get back in it at 17-0. The game is still not over, and you didn't have any ounce of feeling that they were going to get back in the game. You can get back in it, but you didn't feel like you were going to get back in it.
Yeah, and it didn't even look like they were going to get back into it. But I do want to say this, because I was very impressed by this. Fran Brown, as a leader and the coach of that team, when he took McCord and, coming off of his, I don't know if it was his 3rd or 4th interception,
or 5th,
and just talking to him instead of coming down on him, he's trying to pump him up, and he's trying to say, listen, this is just, we ran into a buzzsaw, and this is what happens. We got to keep playing. We got to grind it out. And he was encouraging him. And it was great to see that on the sideline, because you don't see a lot of that sometimes, quarterback's really down on himself. He's, he feels obviously as a quarterback, he's letting the whole team down. And he wasn't, I mean, listen, other players got to make plays too, right? But what Fran Brown did, though, in those few times that I saw him on the sideline trying to encourage him, I thought was great.
Well, everybody has a bad game, and everybody's allowed a bad game. Jordan missed free throws, Gretzky missed breakaways, Tiger Woods missed putts, so everybody has a bad game. You can't go 1,000 for 1,000, but that was ugly. I said in the preview, the one thing I didn't see was a Pitt blowout. Oops, sports. All right, let's get to it. The interceptions played a huge part into that. The one thing to know, we talked about before we record, this is something, we're not going to do this every week. It's kind of a splash here, splash there on the occasion of, it's like kind of like me making an 8-foot putt in a tournament with Joe Jr. Once in a blue moon, what's that one thing to know at CH for you? It's a biggie, John.
Well, I mean, the one thing that I want to talk about is auto insurance. Okay, everybody's looking at their premiums coming in, the renewals for their auto, and I'm talking personal and commercial auto. Okay, this 12 out of the last 13 years, carriers typically are on are on the upside. Okay, meaning they will put in, it costs them $1, and their return is is a plus. Okay, right now for every dollar of premium, a carrier is paying out almost $1.10. They're losing money. They're bleeding. And this has happened over the last 12 out of 13 years. And that's why the auto market today is in just disarray. Okay. And there's a lot of components as to why. Getting parts from the, a mechanic getting parts from the manufacturer, the delay in getting your car repaired, the lack of employees of repair shops, rental vehicles, everything that has to do with your auto insurance is down, and as a result, premiums are just going through the roof. Carriers need to get more money, and it doesn't matter what carrier you're with, right? But I'll throw in another plug here for an independent agency, is that an independent agent at least can give you options, right? We can give you options. We can shop your auto insurance with probably a dozen carriers, and you can see what each one is looking at from a premium perspective. And you'll notice every one of them is going to be a little bit higher than the next one. It isn't, if you're at $1,000, let's say, believe me, it's not going to come in at 900. It's not going to come in at 900. It will. It's inevitable. It's going to go up, and right now is just not a good time, and it will continue to rise probably within, I would venture to guess, the next year and a half to 2 years. They got to recover. The carriers have to recover. And it's going to take a little time for that.
And you guys obviously behind the scenes and trying to get this, doing everything that you can for your current people and people who are into looking at changing and all that sort of thing. This affects them and how they might jump onto something different as well.
100%. I mean, you got to look at the beauty of our agency as an independent agent is the ability to give you options. I can rate all of my clients. I can remarket all of their business and all of their insurances and give you here's 5 companies, here's 5 quotes.
Right.
Here's the differences. You pick which one you want. You got to have it. It's one of those necessary evils, right? You got to have insurance. You can't drive a car without insurance. If you have a mortgage on your house, you have to have insurance protecting your home. If you don't, then you can self-insure it. If you have no mortgage, you can self-insure your home. If you want to roll the dice, right? You can do that. But car insurance, got to have it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Anything on final word or anything? We've got the World Series. We're recording this before game 1.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
It's everything that you want. You got superstar power, tradition. You got big market teams. You've got the classic uniforms. 250 home run guys, 2 MVPs in this thing, multiple. You got 5 MVPs really on the field total overall. And just, I dreamed of a Yankee Dodger World Series, man. And people, the people who hate these teams and hate, baseball, the uneducated people, it's always Yankees Dodgers, really. They've done it 4 times. I misspoke yesterday on a live video, by the way. I have to correct myself. 4 times until this, since the move from Brooklyn to LA, man. Okay, it's 63, 77, 78, and 81. So enough that it's always Yankees Dodgers. This hasn't happened in my lifetime. I'm 44. Okay, so enough. It's not always Yankees Dodgers. Just because these teams spend a ton of money, they don't always end up in the World Series. The Yankees haven't been there since 2009. Give me a break. But I know you're pumped up for this one. And, I think this is what baseball needs. I think they need a big ticket World Series. You get the traditional fan, the modern fan. You got the global thing with Ohtani, Soto, Judge, Betts. It's all there. It's all there for baseball as a whole. And you know what? If you're a Diamondbacks fan and you hate this, I'm sorry. You made the World Series last year.
Right. Well, no, listen, it's going to be a great series. I predict that it will probably go to the 7th game. I really do. I think both clubs will take advantage of their home field when they're there. But boy, it's going to be a lot of firepower from both of these teams. I mean, it's going to be great to watch. And you and I were talking a little bit before we came on. These games are going to go till late in the evening, my friend. And you know what? It's just you can't stop watching it. You're gonna end up watching it.
Yeah, they do need to do the 808 thing though. Is just that has got to stop. And I know the argument is, well, TV. And back when they did day games for the World Series, we didn't have these mega TV contracts and all that. It was a different age. The sport didn't make as much money. They didn't have a team west of the Mississippi at that. I get all that. They got to do something. They're talking about all these changes, making it, to the younger audience. Well, how about this for the younger audience? How about earlier games? Because people, when it comes to the World Series, Stanley Cup, Final Four, Ryder Cup, Masters, biggest Daytona 500, the biggest of the big. John, you know this. People are going to watch no matter what. You're going to get ratings somewhere. The Super Bowl is going to get what they get. You're going to get the people. And people who go to the games, they're going to go anyway. People take work off. That's what vacation days are for. Schedules are all over the place. So what's the big deal at starting it at 7:08 instead of 8:08? All you're doing is just 1 hour earlier on the West Coast and on the East Coast. Make it earlier. That's all you have to do.
Hey, listen, I'm all for you. I'm all for that. I mean, I agree with you 100%.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm not. I usually fall asleep on the couch by 9 o'clock. If I'm watching, a show or whatever. But watching a game, especially a Yankee game, a World Series, I'm going to be up.
You'll be up. You'll be up. Yeah. The worst game so far this season, and I'll end on this, was for sports. I mean, not baseball. Was UNLV Syracuse. I was up until 1:15 in the morning. My kid got up at 4:15 in the morning. And that was a long weekend. The only difference is, though, I didn't have to do post game like in the old days of local radio. And I would hit the air at 12, whatever it would be, 12:40. And I'd be on the air till 1:32 in the morning, turn right around on a weeknight and be back in the office at 7 a.m. But, now I'm just doing pods with you and Joe Jr. and talking about the pumpkin shootout.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get hit by a pumpkin today.
I'm rising. All right. This was fun. CH Saturday back with John Sereno. Definitely. They are in your corner. They being CH Insurance, and they've been in your corner for 25 years. CHinsurance.cc. Get that auto insurance and get it straightened out in a very tough market. John and the team can help you at CH Insurance. Thank you, my man. Enjoy all the games. All right, buddy?
Thanks, Michael. Good seeing you.